Hi, EC245. This will be just a quick video to recap how to make a histogram and how you can change the bins, which is something I don't think I showed you how to do in class, but it's real quick, not too bad. Very short video. I imagine there'll be a few things that we don't always get to in class or I overlook, so these will be nice little ways to kind of pick those things up if we don't get a chance to do them. So specifically, I'm going to look here at starting at part E, creating the histogram for the variable price. We want to look at the distribution of this particular variable, all right? And then we're going to create 6 bins. So I'll open up my data, and I'm going to go ahead and select just the price data, again, not including the label. You don't have to do this step, it just saves us later having to tell Excel what data we want to use. Once I've got that column selected, I want to create the chart, so I'll go to Insert, and I'll check the histogram. All right, and it's just the first histogram that we have right here. Remember, the histogram chart is right in the middle. Definitely use this. It's nice and easy. It's so simple to kind of use it here. I'm going to go ahead and label it. It's a histogram for our variable price for our housing prices in Jacksonville. All right, so now I've got my histogram, but the next instructions were to create 6 bins. In your slides for last week, they went through about trying to determine what the right number of bins is going to be. And the slides will explain you don't want, like if you have too many bins, you're really stretching or you're thinning out the data, so you can't really visualize what the distribution looks like if you have too many. If you use too few, it's too constrained, you're not getting that visual either of how that variable is distributed. So some cases we might want to change the number of bins to give us a slightly different look. In this case, we want to reduce the number of bins. We can do this a few ways. One of those ways is by changing the horizontal axis. So if I right click or select down here, it gives me the option to format the axis, and these are exactly the cases that I want to get right here. You can see number of bins. I'm going to change that value. Excel always has a couple different ways, so if you want to, this is a nice thing too, these chart options or the chart elements. That's a newer feature in Excel. If you click that, we're going to go to the axes again, more axis options. It takes you exactly to the same place. So play around with it a lot, just get comfortable to kind of get an idea. You want to develop an intuition of where to find things because it's not always obvious. Just kind of play around and try to familiarize yourself with it. But again, it's not always like a simple thing. Okay, should be pretty straightforward. It's nice. We could actually adjust the width of the bins if we wanted to, but in this case, we'll just do it by numbers. I'm going to select that, change it to 6, hit enter, allow the program to do that for me. I can X out of this. Here's my histogram. Now I can describe it, characterize it myself. I've got 6 bins. Is it symmetric? Is it asymmetric? That's up to you. And then what you can do next is just theorize what would happen if we increase the number of bins. Like what would it look like then? Or what if we we've reduced the number of bins? Like what's the case there? And so those are those last 2 questions you can answer. You don't have to actually do those. It's a question of would you want to do that if we want to make 20? Would we want to reduce it down to 2? Is that a good idea? Yes or no? And just answer that question. Okay, I imagine we'll have a few of these videos throughout the semester, so definitely use it if you get a chance. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.